I went on tape and I looked great. I was in a red dress and I had the big hair and makeup on, and and I felt that I could see myself on TV. I could see that people might want to watch me, It's really interesting. I'm a really private person, as you know. And that sounds ridiculous because I'm on a TV show. But you know what? I choose what I want to do. If I want to be private, I can be private. If I want to show, I show. I'm what you call a social introvert.
These scenes that we're talking about, the ones where they do get really intense, really fiery, things are coming out left, right and centre. How scripted are they?
It's not a scripted
They're
show.
not scripted at all.
It's reality. I just made a dig.
But it was brilliant.
You're coming into my neighbourhood, love. I'm very territorial. You're being very disrespectful to me. I'm older than you. This is my neighbourhood. You should show some respect. I have a strange relationship with food in a way because I always talk about this modelling days where we were so busy, and I was often driving from a casting to a casting or driving to a job, or sometimes I used to work 2 or 3 jobs a day, all around London, and it was a lot of me in my car, all around. So we'd be grabbing a lot, So I love a gas station sandwich.
I love a gas
and
station
a packet
lunch.
of crisps and a drink.
Today I'm joined by my fabulous friend and now the dazzling star of the Real Housewives of London, the one and only Amanda Cronin. You might know her as the breakout sensation who's been lighting up headlines with her sharp wit, iconic one-liners, timeless glamour, and that effortlessly chic style. From her jet-set life to her legendary caviar dealer, yes, that's a thing, Amanda embodies everything that is luxury. I've had the pleasure of knowing Amanda for years, but today I'm thrilled to dig deeper and uncover even more about the woman behind the glamour. Amanda, what a treat. Welcome to Crazy Sexy Food.
Thank you, Hannah. It's so nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Of
so
course.
Good to see you. Look amazing.
You too.
Yeah.
It sort of feels a bit weird because we have known each other for a very long time. And I have always kind of wanted you to come on because I do find your life really fascinating.
I met you. How old were you?
We've known each other for 15 years. I would have been 22 or something. Yeah. I mean, it's been a while.
All the trips, all the travel.
Darling, I mean, we've had some fun times together.
It's good to be
I must say the trips in the south of France.
Love you loads.
Yes, absolutely. How are you? A lot is going on in your life at the moment.
Yeah. I'm really well, very happy, very grateful for all the opportunities that are coming my way. I'm 57 years old. I know I keep banging on about that.
No,
and I used
important.
to, sort of hide my age and lie about my age, but it's really important today that I'm owning that. And what I mean by sort of drawing attention to that is I just feel like, wow, post 50, who would know that you could write a new chapter, reinvent yourself, start a business, multiple businesses, get a TV show, one of the biggest in the world. I am feeling so excited about life, so excited about this chapter, and blessed, grateful, and, just having a great time.
But also I feel like that's hugely inspirational to hear, but also it shows you that there is no such thing as like an age limit.
Yeah.
That actually
there's no ceiling.
No, the opportunities can come about at any point in life.
Today,
absolutely. I agree with that. Now, darling, you're in Shepherd's Bush. I hope you didn't come in the Bentley.
Yes.
It's probably going to be on bricks.
I know. I was wondering if
don't worry. I've got a team member who's like, we have got cameras in this property, and we have a team member who is currently watching the car. She showed up to Shepherd's Bush in the Bentley, and this is exactly why I love Amanda Cronin.
I drove through the neighbourhoods. I've come through Shepherd's Bush. I've gone up the Uxbridge Road. I looked at all the shops. I looked at all the people. I absolutely love it. I love being in the mix. I am a woman of the people.
I love you.
And I've parked the new Bentley Speed outside your front door. So,
I mean, darling, I love it. I mean,
it's keeping an eye on it. I'm saying that your street is very quiet and leafy. It's
we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Things are so good for you right now that you've actually become a gay icon. And I always say that when you've become, when the gays find out about you, you've made it.
They're very loyal. They're very kind, very generous. I'm actually going on the Belmont train with Jean Paul Gaultier. And I think I'm going to be the only woman on there.
Love that for you.
And wow, I've really arrived.
Yeah.
That invitation is really special. I didn't know I was going to be a gay icon. Of course, I've always had, loads and loads of gay friends, but, I'm just going in as my authentic self. And I just happen to be very camp and very funny. And now I have to do all these birthday messages, which is a great pleasure for me to do. And, I just did one for a guy called Sammy, whose birthday is today. And they want me to say back to Paddington or go back to wherever. And yeah, that is making me really happy. And, the warmth of the gay community, the love,
the support.
The support, when the haters come, they shut that down.
Absolutely.
And they're loving the products and everything else. So I'm just so happy to be, I'm thrilled.
I bet you are. So before we get to the show, I want to take it back a bit. You were born and raised in a beautiful village in Hampshire. And I want to know what life was like for a young Amanda. I want you to tell me sort of what you were eating, who was cooking, who was around the table. Paint the whole picture for us.
I talk about growing up in the English countryside in Hampshire. It was beautiful, sort of the lanes and the forests and the sea and the rivers of the south coast of England. It was idyllic. I talk about having an idyllic childhood. So that was very, very beautiful. And I didn't come up to London till I was almost 20. So that really was a very formative part of my life. Wholesome. And I talk about this wholesomeness, which is trending now to be wholesome. So I had a very wholesome upbringing. So if we want to talk about, back in the day, we didn't have so many restaurants where we lived. We definitely had the classics. So we had the Chinese restaurant, the chip shop, and we had the curry house.
Yep.
So that was kind of a treat, and we would either go there or my dad would come and pick that up. So, we were definitely dining out quite early on. And then we had beautiful pubs, country pubs in the New Forest. So dining out, was something that I was very, very used to. And then, of course, my mum was such a great home cook, and it would be the big Tesco shop.
Love it.
Filling up the trolley. We had a big superstore that came along at some point during the 80s. And that was just a really exciting thing to have this huge Tesco's superstore at the end of the not the end of the road, so a 20-minute drive. So it was all about going to Tesco's and doing the big shop and then, cooking, my mum would be cooking. Also at the time of innovation, we got a microwave.
I mean, that was a moment.
I remember the microwave coming in. I remember the CD player coming along. And we always had the first of everything. My dad, would go and bring all this techie stuff home. So I definitely remember a lot of microwave stuff. That was definitely microwave meals.
Of its time.
Yeah.
It was revolutionary.
So we had fresh food, but also used the microwave. And my mum was a great cook, although sometimes I think when you've got a busy family, you do sort of take shortcuts and things like that. But my mum's 85 today. She hates me to say her age.
So she looks so
I'll just say my mum's 80 plus.
Wow. She looks great.
Yeah, she looks amazing. And she's still cooking.
Love that.
A lot for herself, and she has little lunch parties for her girlfriends, and every day we speak and every day we talk about what she's had to eat and what she's cooked. So yeah, I mean, that was all very, very idyllic.
So kind of naming any nostalgic dishes that your mum cooked for you, what would you say were kind of like the top ones?
I love English food.
Yeah.
All the classics. I mean, my mum was sort of making some kind of a minced dish on a Friday, whether it be like a lasagna, or she'd be making spaghetti bolognese or the shepherd's pie or cottage pie. That seemed to be like a Friday dish, in a beautiful glass Pyrex, and I really looked forward to that. So I love all of the English dishes. And then we used to have the roast chicken and the roasts, always a roast on a Sunday. And then through the week, it was more, we used to have a freezer full of food, and it was a time when burgers started coming in. I mean, I'm talking about before McDonald's, we used to have Huckleberries, and then you would try and replicate burgers at home, get the plastic cheese and get a burger.
Still iconic to this day.
These things were in the freezer. So I think it was a lot about filling up the freezer and doing convenience food. But that was a moment in time. So, but we had a farmhouse, we had a manor house. And we didn't grow any produce, but we were surrounded by produce. So people would leave buckets of strawberries on the doorstep, and apples and gooseberries and rhubarb. So all the local produce, all our mates would drop all the food, and my mum would make the pies and the stews and all of the crumbles.
Oh my gosh.
It was a lot about a crumble. And we would have a gooseberry crumble or a rhubarb crumble. And we just had so much fruit and produce, and there were tomato fields all around. So it was a lot about tomatoes and making dishes with tomatoes. I know what tomatoes really taste like.
Yeah. Which a lot of people don't.
Because they don't taste of anything.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
just taste of
yeah,
water.
yeah.
They might look pretty,
Yeah.
but I know how they should taste. And when I taste that, it takes me right back.
I love that, because I feel like you sort of had this start in life where you had this sort of, as you said, this idyllic sort of countryside upbringing before you hit the big smoke. And, you know, the little things like getting to know what a real tomato tastes like. You probably might not have had that had you grown up in London, you
So
know,
I
because
know
London was just convenience all the way through.
Yeah, and it's a lot about dining out in London. I know what certain foods taste like, and you know, I know what fresh produce should taste like because I had it straight off the tree or straight off the vine, you know. And you know, so I enjoy the spectrum of all of it. I like the fast food, the convenience food, and I love the fresh produce. But I do like food, but I think for me it's got to be honest, you know, and good ingredients if possible.
Looking back on the childhood, do you miss the simplicity of that life?
Yeah.
Because, and we'll come to this in a bit, you know, when you came to London, you got into the modelling industry, but we will touch on that later. But yeah, do you miss that part of your childhood?
I yearn every day to be back in the countryside.
Do you?
Yeah, it's like a drug. You know, I taste it every day. I look at country homes every day. I haven't achieved that yet, getting a beautiful country house. It is my dream to have an English country house. It is the country side just pulls me back, and I look at all of the counties because they're all so beautiful, but I'm always drawn to Hampshire.
Of course.
And when I'm back in Hampshire, and I was just down there recently filming with the BBC, and we were on the River Hamble, and I was looking at some of the homes that were literally back onto the river with enormous gardens, and I'm just thinking, like, I cannot imagine, you know, how much more beautiful that could be. So yes, I long for the countryside. I spend as much time as possible driving out of London, and it is just such a pull.
So we need to get into the absolute most important conversation at the moment, which is Real Housewives of London. I mean, talk about a show just coming in and disrupting everything and showing people exactly how to do a reality show. I mean, Real Housewives of London
is... no one expected it, right?
I mean, it's just kind of like, I'm on the floor, basically. I mean, it's one season in and we are wanting more immediately. Yeah, there we go. That's what you want to hear. But, you know, and I'm not just saying this
because... What did you like about it?
I'm a born and bred Londoner, and I know the franchise, and I used to watch a bit of like New York, and I dabbled a bit in Beverly Hills, but I've never been like a lifelong avid viewer as some of my friends are of all the different franchises. Because that's that's a full-time job.
It is.
But I was excited. Yeah, and I was just really, I think what I was so excited about it is that I do think as a country, we haven't really nailed the kind of reality show in the way that America has. But this for me was the first time that I watched it and I thought, yes, we've got it. We've ticked every box. This is what I want to see. And I'm not just saying this because you're my friend. Like, we know that this is like fact because I've seen people talking about you, but you are the standout star of this show. Like, I was watching and I was texting you. After every episode being like, Amanda, I cannot believe that just happened. You're coming across great, darling. Keep going. You got this.
Oh, thank you.
But I guess let's start from the very beginning. So how did you get approached and how does that journey begin?
It's quite interesting because when I started my business, or even before I started my business, and my business was sort of inspired by a friend of mine who was a very big business guy, a real visionary. And I said, you know, I want to start a business. I want to go into this better aging, optimum aging. I think, you know, because I'm aging quite well, I think I can bottle that, you know. And I can remember a conversation where he'd said to me, yeah, no, I get that, you know, fountain of youth, forever young vibe. You know, I totally get that, but you're going to need a show. So it had resonated, and I'm talking about a story going back to, like, you know, 2016, 2017. So when this opportunity came along, I knew it would be right for me. I knew it would be really helpful for my brand, but I just knew that this was going to be an exciting opportunity when the Real Housewives comes knocking on your door. It's really interesting because I'm a really private person, as you know. I'm so private. And that sounds ridiculous because I'm on a TV show. But you know what? I choose what I want to do. If I want to be private, I can be private. If I want to show, I show. I'm what you call a social introvert. So I'm social on my terms and I'm public on my terms. If I don't want to do something, I say no. So the process, to answer the rest of your question, I mean, by the time, so let's say this was sort of September time, and I had decided that, you know, this would be very exciting and I really wanted it. I was all in. And by Christmas, you know, they sent me a message on Christmas Day and said, you know, we're really looking forward to spending more time with you next year. And I thought, oh, what a nice Christmas present. And I knew from that text
things were happening.
That it was happening. So, and then we started filming on the 1st of March.
Wow.
So
this year.
Yeah, from when we got our contracts, it went really fast.
Yeah.
And then you were just in.
I do know that you're a private person.
Yeah.
So where do you find that sort of sweet point between giving essentially the viewers what they want, which is a bit of a behind the scenes look and everything, but also still keeping some stuff close to you?
Yeah, I mean, I do give as much as I can. I really do. I don't go with any intention to hold anything back.
But I'd love to know.
Yeah.
So
it was uncomfortable at times. Yeah, it was hard.
In what way?
Well, because you've got nowhere to run.
Yeah.
You know, you're in the ring, you know, and you're up against the ring some of the time and you've got to fight your way out of that corner or you're going down.
How much of
I don't lose, I'm a winner.
Yeah.
So you could see that. And I don't move.
Yeah.
I'm not the one who gets up and leaves. I stand my ground and they leave.
Yeah.
I will never, ever back down.
But you're like that in life. That is you. And that's a compliment.
Because resilience.
It's resilience. These scenes that we're talking about, the ones where they do get really intense, really fiery, things are coming out left, right, and centre. How scripted are they? Or how scripted are they?
It's not a scripted
They're
show.
not scripted at all.
It's reality. I know that sounds crazy. People can't get their head around it or wrap their head around it. It's not scripted. I pray, I go in, and I work and I do my best. And that's all I do. I just go in, you know, hoping that I'm, you know, gonna just have a great outcome, you know, for me, the show, the fans, the viewers. You know, I'm very viewer centric. So it's not difficult for me. This isn't about me. This is about the show. This is about the viewers. Do you know what I mean? So for me, like the same with the show, the same with my products. I'm only interested in my customer. I'm only interested in the viewer and what we can deliver for the viewer. And that's what I deliver. And, you know, that's what it is. It's not a selfish thing.
Well,
so I don't worry how I come across because I'm just doing me for you and hoping that it goes well, you know, and that's risky.
Yeah.
Because, you know, some people don't get it.
Did you know the cast beforehand?
Well, we did know each other. Most of us knew each other. Some more than others. And some more like 1 degree of separation. But we were all in the same circle. And I think everyone knew me because I think, you know, they sort of saw me and then probably looked at who knew me, followed me and who I followed. And that sort of was that sort of Queen Bee vibe.
Yeah, I love it. And how, obviously, we're in between seasons at the moment, but how's your relationship with all the ladies now?
Not allowed to say.
Really?
This is all very private.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not allowed to give too much away.
Okay, fair enough. No, I respect that.
I mean, we have done 12 episodes including the reunion, and you can see that I've got a very, very strong relationship with Karen.
Yeah, I love Karen.
I'm happy to talk about the fact that we are friends in real life and that we talk on the phone for 4 hours. Okay.
I'd like to meet Karen. I think she's fabulous.
I mean, on a Saturday, she'll call me and I'll call her and I'll be making the bed or, you know, driving the car or going to the supermarket. She's popping to the shops and we're on the phone the whole time. Do you know what I mean? Making some dinner.
But you can see that.
So
you can see that on camera.
I've never spoken with anyone for 4 hours on the phone.
That's a genuine friendship.
We have a very, very, very special trust and bond. And long may it continue. I mean, I really have found her just the most incredible woman and she teaches me a lot. You know, I love people that she's just an incredible woman on every level, and I get a lot out of the friendship, and I hope that she benefits from my friendship. We are very similar people. We're very strong, feisty, resilient women who always end up on top.
Yeah.
But we are extremely sensitive and want to be liked, and I've had a hard time with women my whole life. And,
Hi.
My whole life.
Yeah.
And I know that, not speaking on behalf of Karen, but we have so many things in common. When I watch Karen on Jersey, because I'm doing Jersey at the moment, because I just want to watch her. And I just see how sensitive she is, and we're so similar. I'm extremely sensitive.
But that's really interesting to me, because I watch shows like this, and I guess, I had a real connection to the show because obviously I knew you.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of watching, these spats happen, and we're going to come to this in a second, but I'm sensitive like you. And I wonder, how do you switch on, or how do you navigate a scenario where either you're now watching for the first time once the episodes are edited with people talking about you behind your back, or people coming at you, because anyone talking behind my back, if I discovered it, I'd be a mess. My anxiety, my issues. It is like you've got to have an element of thick skin and resilience. Where does that come from?
I was talking to one of my girlfriends before I went in the show. We're very, very close, Lucy. And Lucy said, you're going to be great in this. She said, because it's going to be like water off a dog's back. And I probably don't see myself as other people do see myself, but she knows me very well. We've travelled together a lot. I've stayed in her homes, and she's been with me through so much, as have you and your family. And you were really there for me in the good times and when I had very, very hard times. And here we are again in the good times, And and so Lucy had seen that in me. That it will slide off. But there have been times when I have felt upset, traumatized, confused, lonely on an island, and hurt, and understood. But I think what's good about the show is that I'm learning a lot about women. I'm learning a lot about myself. And I think because I've been very private, maybe too private, that I haven't let enough women in. And I think so I've been misunderstood. So I think the more that I share and feel more confident to share, and the more safe I feel to share and open up, I'm enjoying that side. And I can tell you that the other thing that I'm very old school about is like showing vulnerability. And, I've probably been brought up to not show vulnerability and just be strong and not show too much, because people might take advantage of that. But I'm feeling like in the world today, you have to show vulnerability. You have to show that everything's not perfect and that you are human. And, if you cut me, do I not bleed? And my blood is red, same as everyone else's. So I do think that me showing vulnerability in the reunion and throughout the show, some of the women have responded really well to that. And I've really enjoyed that. So for me, that has been giving me confidence to be more vulnerable, and knowing that actually that's sometimes, you do feel you do get support from women. Maybe I've misjudged them, and be more vulnerable, be more honest and open. Don't be shy to be more, to be less private. And actually women are wonderful, and they do respond when people are in distress.
Absolutely. We've got to talk about you and Juliet. This was one of the fieriest spats I've seen on TV in a while. I mean, it was relentless. It was a lot, and it went over several episodes. When you thought it couldn't get any sort of harsher, it went there. Where do you guys stand now?
It's Hannah here, and I'm so excited to be working with Wayfair.co.uk. Why? Because just like great food, a beautiful home should be full of personality, quality, and joy. Wayfair has everything to bring your dream space to life at prices that make it simple. That's why I'm proud to partner with them. So get it out of your head and into your home with Wayfair.co.uk.
Well, I mean, you could see at the reunion that we did make progress. I went into the reunion to own anything that I needed to own, except, I I feel that, you know, I tried my best in reunion to make some kind of a reconciliation with Juliet. And I think she responded well to that. So we have made some progress. I don't know how close we're ever going to be in the future, but we've made progress. We had a hug.
Okay.
And, again, I'm vulnerable, she's vulnerable. Maybe I didn't know so much what was going on in her life and she hadn't been around in my life. And I think that I have enjoyed, her company a little bit more. And but no, I mean, you saw it in reunion. We did make some progress. We hugged it out, and I think she was grateful for that, and I was grateful for that.
I mean, the big question really is, what's the issue with Paddington?
Yeah, so just to be clear,
because darling, you're in Shepherd's Bush right now, and I don't know what's worse. As I said, we're keeping an eye on your car.
Get back to Shepherd's Bush.
Bentley wheels do not stay put in this borough.
So I would like to clear this up because I do think there's been some misunderstanding.
I mean, darling, you went viral with it, so it's fine.
I went viral with it. I mean, I was just trying to shut down a very unpleasant situation. So you have to understand, I went into this scene with all good intention, because I go into every scene with good intention.
Yeah.
I think I can handle this. I'm going to calm everything down. I'm a CEO, I'm a boss, I'm a successful woman.
Yeah.
I'm going to control this and I'm going to steer it in the right direction. So when we go into this scene, literally with the first few seconds, the wheels fell off, the car went sideways and hanging off a cliff within the first few minutes. So it was unrecoverable.
Yeah.
So for me, now we're having a horrible argument and I just want to shut it down. Juliet wasn't honest about where she lives. It was never anything to do about Paddington. I'm like, love, you don't live in Notting Hill. I just made a dig.
But it was brilliant.
I'm like, you're coming into my neighborhood, love. I'm very territorial. You're being very disrespectful to me. I'm older than you. This is my neighborhood. You should show some respect. Go back to Paddington, which I knew would be a trigger for her. It was never a slight on Paddington because, well, we've got great friends that live in Paddington.
We do. I just realised we do.
She's not happy.
I bet she isn't.
She's not happy. Oh, she's not happy at all. Sorry.
We won't say her by name, but we'll definitely show her this clip.
Yeah. So it was definitely never a slight on Paddington. I was just exposing her and taunting her a little bit and pushing her buttons.
Yeah.
And I did a good job.
It's actually funny you say this because I remember growing up and at some point was guilty of saying that I grew up in Notting Hill.
Yeah.
And actually, I didn't grow up in Notting Hill. I grew up in Ladbroke Grove, or what a lot of people don't know is North Kensington.
Yeah.
But the reason I didn't say it was because I put my hands up. It just wasn't the cool part. It was the wrong end of the street. W10 was not W11. Everybody wanted to be W11, but we weren't in W11. So I need to find a way to bring it to the food. Now, there was another iconic moment in the show where you mention and you showcase your caviar dealer. Now, I know who this person is, and I can absolutely categorically verify that it is fantastic product.
Yeah, Remy.
Some of the best caviar that we, obviously, as a family, as Persians, we buy his caviar.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Why do you love caviar so much?
I know. Well, again, it's very authentic. I'm not eating caviar because it's posh.
Yeah.
I'm not eating it because it's expensive or because I want to look a certain way. My daughter's Persian.
Mm-hmm.
I've been eating caviar since she was a baby. So has she. We used to get tubs of caviar from Iran in a Tupperware dish. Parents were flying in and things like that. And Sophia would be eating it off with my thumb.
I love that.
Literally, that was
I need to start
lovely.
giving some to Alfie.
Oh
gosh,
it's
we need to
good
do
for
that.
him.
Yeah, no, I'm going to start doing that.
It's fish oil.
Oh, no, absolutely, we're doing this.
It's good for the brain.
No, Alfie's having it tonight for dinner. Yeah.
Well, hopefully you've got some in the freezer.
Don't worry, I know someone who has some.
You're gonna.
I know your dealer.
You're gonna hit him up later. You're gonna. So no, I've been eating caviar. And also, I mean, my first boyfriend when I was 17 was Persian as well. Mm. So I mean, from 17 years old, I've been mixing with Persians and eating caviar. So for me, it's been a long time. It never gets old. Yeah. We had a big tin last night.
And I was hoping I might get a few beads, but I must have all got eaten.
You normally the youngs get the Christmas caviar.
We do. I'm saving myself. Don't worry.
But no, I like salty things.
Yes.
I've got a salty palate. We need to be
Really?
salty.
Darling, I love all salty things.
Yes, I got a
Always, yeah.
salty planet. I like a margarita. Don't be cheeky.
Darling,
Don't be
the
cheeky.
title of this podcast is Crazy Sexy Food, okay?
Listen, it's all about being salty. It's in the Bible. It is.
How do you eat your caviar? Because I always feel like this is a real bone of contention
I
between
know.
people.
People do like to do bumps of caviar, but I
Yeah.
think I want a bit more texture to it. Do you know what I mean? So I do like to do the blini and the creme fraiche. Obviously, it's nice, you know, to scrape the tin at the end of the night or whatever, you know, save that bit for yourself. And you know, that's lovely. So yeah, either scraping it out of the tin on an ivory spoon, or I do like to load a dollop onto a lovely blini. I'm quite fussy about the way that we cook them. I like to cook them so the oils start to come out and they're a little bit on the golden side. I always feel like they undercook a blini and it's just raw. Blini should be a little toasty.
Yeah.
And then a lovely creme fraiche. That's how I like to do it. But I don't, you know, if you're in a restaurant, obviously sometimes you have all the little accoutrements to go with it. I don't care.
Okay.
It's all good.
Darling, as long as it's salty, it's fine. Let's take it back. I mentioned beforehand that you left Hampshire to come to London. You became a model. You got into the industry. I want to know what life was like as a model in those days, because it was a very was there any food really? Because it was a very different world to what we're in now.
No, there were restaurants, you know, and we as models, we were able to go to restaurants and take our model card and they'd stick it on the wall. We'd eat for free.
No way.
Yeah, we had a lot of free food because they knew that we were starting up and we were young models, and you know it took a while to get the business going. So yeah, we would go to like places like Mr. Wings, you know, in Earls Court, and we would get free food there. Scalini.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my model card was on the wall of Scalini until quite recently. I mean, it was so used to go into these and Italian restaurants. There was a lot of Italian, Chinese, now and again probably an Indian. You know, the spots in the early 90s, we would eat in Tramp. You know, the Tramp burger was a good one.
Taking it back, yeah.
And then of course after Tramp, we'd be in Marouche. You know, and then so there was a lot about Edgware Road going to, you know, I used to live on Park Lane, you know, back in the day when Sophia was born. So we'd always be hanging out at Marouche. So I think that I'm going to say, well, and also the early 90s, I was also after that living in Tower Bridge, you know, I had a fabulous apartment overlooking Tower Bridge. And then it was all about like Pont de la Tour and all of that Butler's Wharf, you know. So there was these lovely restaurants coming up, sort of the Conran group, you know,
of course.
and then Bibendum, and you know. So I did see a lot of these sort of chains start to come up. Quaglino's, we'd be there every Friday night. So there were some great restaurants in the early 90s. When I came up about 91. London started to really come up with the restaurant scene. So, you know, loads of places to eat.
Talk to me about the modelling world then.
Yeah.
And what the industry looked like, because that's also evolved a lot over the years.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to a girlfriend last week. I was at a gala, and one of the girls I used to work with when I was in my 20s happened to be sitting next to me, Celia Sawyer, and she was like, the risk. You know, the protection, we didn't have protection around us. It was so risky. We had, you know, looking back, there were so many sort of instances where it could have gone really badly wrong. And, you know, all of the things now that are frowned upon, they weren't frowned upon then. Photographers might try and get you drunk. Yeah. You know, there was definitely flirting, bottom pinching, you know,
it was all
being inappropriate, trying to, you know, maybe get you to take something off or whatever, you know, there was just, it was constant, you know, and you felt like the agency, you know, maybe didn't protect you as much. So I didn't have a negative experience, but I know that probably a lot of girls did have negative experiences in the 90s. We didn't have any, the men were allowed to do anything they wanted. Photographers
it was a free-for-all.
They were all men. Today we have amazing women photographers, and I love working with women photographers because actually I think they shoot women better at the end of the day.
We have a certain eye and energy.
It was very male dominated back in the day, and we were young, we were naive. You know, I came to London with no friends, no contacts, a car full of shoes. You know, I didn't have anyone, so I really had to figure it all out myself, and it was a very vulnerable time, and I was very naive, and I had to learn a lot very quickly.
Did you feel pressures to keep up a certain appearance?
Yeah, I mean, I was naturally very thin, so that wasn't an issue for me. So it wasn't, I didn't have a weight, my agency weren't pressurizing me. I was too thin, actually.
Okay.
So they used to, my waist was so small, they used to lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they used to say,
wow.
well, you're not going to get any work. My waist was like, I don't know, 18
Oh, bloody
inches.
hell.
We,
Wow.
we had to lie about it and make it like 22, because you had to have standard sort of thing. I mean, they pushed me to do surgeries. So, they were like, you need to fix that bump on your nose and you will get more swimwear if you have a breast augmentation, so definitely they definitely pushed me into some surgeries.
I think something that I really have admired about you ever since I've known you is that you actually mentioned it a second ago, is that you're unapologetically yourself. On face value, you're this gorgeous, towering, striking woman. And I can imagine a lot of people have preconceptions when they meet you and they see you, and you prove them wrong very, very quickly. You're so much more than that. And I wonder where this drive and this just, and I say this word in a positive way, this fierceness to kind of achieve and want more comes from. Because I think a lot of women who look like you a lot of people will sort of say, oh, all the looks, whatever. But it's not that at all when it comes to you. And so I wonder where that comes from.
Yeah, I'm a very driven person. I'm very ambitious. I came to London to make my fortune, and I did, from a small town, as I said, with no connections and, friends or, just me and me. So it was really, really tough and very lonely. But I do think those early years, I've had pain, I've had suffering, I've had to go through a lot, I've had broken relationships. I don't think people understand how broken you become when you've had a broken marriage, a broken relationship, you've had to pick yourself up with a child. That gives you a lot of strength and a lot of resilience. People don't understand how disappointing it is to have a broken relationship. You become broken from it, and you have to hold up the walls, put on a happy face, go to work, show up for yourself, show up for your kids, for your job. And I do think that builds in a layer of resilience, and suffering is a part of life and struggle. And not only does it make you stronger, it makes you kinder. When you're in a place of darkness, when you're in a place of despair, you find humility.
Very true.
So that's very, very important. And, I would feel sorry for anyone who hasn't found that.
How has your relationship with food changed over the years?
I have a strange relationship with food in a way, because I always talk about this modeling days where we were so busy, and I was often driving from a casting to a casting, or driving to a job, or sometimes I used to work 2 or 3 jobs a day, all around London, and it was a lot of me in my car, blah, 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 all around. So we'd be grabbing a lot, so I love a gas station sandwich,
I love a gas
and a
station
packet
lunch.
of crisps and a drink. And I'm used to that, because you're hungry, you've got to stop, get petrol, grab, and they sometimes have a great selection. So I'm a sandwich and a packet of crisps kind of girl.
What's your sandwich?
And on the set, they always have everything, for us, in the green room or whatever. I've got my snacks and my sandwich and my crisps and whatever. Well, I like a prawn cocktail sandwich with a prawn cocktail packet of crisps. I like to do the...
Sorry,
the double.
There's a reason why I'm laughing, because we have massively, I even have currently team members with their hands, their face in their hands. We're going to come to this in a second, because we've got a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
We've got a problem,
We have a
Amanda.
problem.
No, you and I have a problem.
Yeah, we're very...
Because
We're very similar.
Well, we are similar, but I absolutely hate a prawn cocktail
You don't like
crisp.
the prawn,
But we're going to have to come to this in a bit.
So, but going back to that, see, I'm a person who doesn't do middle. So I'm having a sandwich from the gas station and a packet of crisps, or I'm having some caviar, from Ramin, or something fantastic. I don't really like the middle, but I like, last night I did a 3-course dinner, with the chef and it was all fish. And I forgot that 2 ladies are coming don't like fish. And because I eat everything, I just assume that everyone eats everything. And today, people are vegetarian, they don't eat fish or meat or whatever. So we're suddenly ordering from Deliveroo
Oh no.
a steak and a Milanese for our 2 guests. But what I'm saying is the point of that is that I eat anything and everything.
But you don't even think about it.
I just like, if it's tasty.
Yeah.
So
so
I'm not
true.
fussy. I'm
You're
not a
not
fussy girl
at all.
There's nothing I don't really eat. What do I not eat? I don't like broccoli. That's it. It's because I've tried everything and I've traveled and I've lived in so many countries and I like the simple food and I like the nice food and whatever. If it's tasty, I like it.
What do you cook at home? What do you love cooking?
I did a lot of cooking during COVID because Sophia came home and she was used to the best restaurants in New York. So I had to up my game and I really enjoyed cooking. I'm not cooking so much today because it's kind of just me at home and whatever. So sort of eating out or just having the fridge picnic.
Love a fridge picnic.
Which they call now girl dinner.
Yes.
It's a fridge picnic.
But it's like a savoury plate.
Yeah, I just go in the fridge,
bits.
take bits out, sit on the counter, maybe a little TikTok.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged.
Yes,
and that's what it is. So, but if I do cook and I do make very tasty food because I know how food should taste and I'm good with flavour. So during the pandemic and since pandemic, well, Sophia loves my cottage pie.
Okay.
Industrial size.
Brilliant.
With peas.
Lovely. Is that your mum's recipe?
It is my mum's recipe and secret ingredient. A couple of secret ingredients: HP sauce.
Oh.
And a little bit of turnip or swede grated up gives a sweetness.
Wow.
So that's a very nice dish that I do. But I love to cook a salmon. I cook a fish. I love a prawn cocktail. Dishes that I can cook. I mean, there's nothing that I can't really cook. I love a roast. Yeah. I make a very good roast and I make very good English breakfast.
Oh. I'm coming over to yours.
So, I mean, I could do a full greasy spoon.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, God, yes. I want my bacon really crispy.
Crispy bacon. I love a baked bean.
Oh, I love a baked bean. Oh, we all love baked beans.
Don't you love a sausage?
Darling, I love a sausage.
I love a sausage. When we were on the show and Nessie did this whole big thing in the countryside, she did this big breakfast. I'm sitting there, you can see my face. I'm like, where's the sausages? Who does that? Do you know what I mean? So I love a sausage. I love an English sausage, a Hampshire sausage. They make good ones. So yeah, all of that. So I can cook anything really. I don't cook so much at the moment, but I do love to cook. I'm a nurturer. I'm a feeder.
Yeah.
I love entertaining.
That you do.
Yeah.
Where are some of your favourite restaurants to go to?
Yeah, so we're all enjoying Carbone at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I would call it sort of American Italian in a way. We're loving that vodka pasta, which I copied the other day. I did a little screening party for the end of the reunion and I made vodka pasta from the Carbone recipe.
Was it good?
It was fantastic.
Okay.
And yeah, so Carbone I'm loving. I'm back at Scott's at the moment.
Oh, okay.
I love a fruit de mer.
Oh, yes. Nothing better.
I just really do.
Yeah.
I'm not such a fan of the cooked fish.
No, I love a good
raw bar.
Yeah, like a good platter.
Fruit de mer, raw bar. I really enjoy that. So those are my 2 spots that I'm going at the moment. And we've got a great restaurant in Belgravia that just opened called Clio.
Okay.
And they do a really great chicken Milanese with a wedge of Caesar on the side.
Oh, that's my kind of meal.
It's huge.
Oh, I love that.
It's 1 for 2 if you want.
Yeah.
And I like that with an Aperol Spritz. And that's a great local place. And then, of course, on my corner, we've got a restaurant called Uni, which is almost omakase level Japanese.
Oh, wow.
And, it's been closed for a while. It's just reopened. So we're going back to Uni at the moment. And then, of course, the Olivo chain and Olivo Mari and all of that. So we've got a lot of great restaurants in the hood.
You do.
Oh, and actually the other day I had a fabulous lunch at Maison Annie.
Where's that? Why have I not been there?
I'll take you there.
Maison Annie.
Mm-hmm. It's French.
Okay.
Heavy French.
Yeah.
Okay. At the Carlton Tower at the Jumeirah.
Oh my gosh.
And you can sit at the counter or, have a table. They do a chicken with foie gras and truffles.
Is it fabulous?
So it's chicken with foie gras, truffles, all Frenchly made with loads of butter and salt and whatever.
God.
No, listen. They lay it on a piece of bread. I don't know what bread it is, and it soaks up all the juices.
That's one of my favourite things in the world. Bread soaking up juices.
Well, I'm just a fan of bread.
Oh,
That's
I mean,
a whole nother show.
that's
Just
absolutely-
bread.
oh,
and you know
God.
what? Me and Panthea and I, we love bread. And you know, we love butter and fresh bread and fresh butter. And on the show, you can see us when we were at the in the Cotswolds. I'm like, oh, Panthea, try the bread or the butter. Oh my God, I love how much you love bread and butter. I love bread and butter. Don't you love bread and butter?
I mean, so I actually
So
don't.
honest.
So
It's just
I
so
do bread and
honest.
olive oil, but I love a good piece of bread.
It's all balsamic, but
Bread
bread and salted
is-
butter for me.
Bread is just life.
It is life.
Yes, it is, and I won't hear anything otherwise.
No.
So we want to talk about Amanda Caroline skincare because this is such
yeah.
an exciting
should.
chapter of your life.
Yeah.
You built the brand in 2020 and then through the pandemic. And I guess what I want to know is, you know, why did you want to enter into the skincare and wellness world? That is a
Why would you?
hugely competitive industry.
It's impossible.
And I guess what was the aim? What was the dream when you
I
started?
think if you knew how hard it would be, you'd never do it. There's
No.
no way. I mean, I can remember having a chat with Versa Carlo, the iconic beauty buyer from Harrods and Fenwick. And, you know, Versa said, you know, someone had approached him and said, oh, I want to do a skincare line. He's like, why? You know what I mean? You know, and I would probably say the same thing if someone came to me and said they want to do a bespoke skincare line, unique products, formulas, whatever. I would be like,
Don't do it.
It's impossible. I am doing the impossible to launch and sell British skincare made in England, unique formulas that I own and co-develop with my lab. It's impossible. And, you know, you're up against brands that have so much money, you know, brands owned by L'Oreal or LVMH or Estee Lauder,
Yeah.
you know, own a lot of companies.
Yeah.
So you're up against, you know, these huge companies that own the space. They dominate in the space because they have the money, you know, La Prairie and whatever. So coming in as a newbie, it was really difficult to enter this space. I felt like people didn't want me to enter. It really felt like it was really difficult to get in and very difficult to launch. And then I finally launched, and then I don't know, I just felt like I know that people knew that I was going to make something fantastic. I think people expected me to maybe go into jewelry or fashion because that's what I'd been promoting for sort of 12 years before, obviously with Stephen and Alessandra Rich and whatever. But I was very much into better aging. You know, since I'm a model, ex-model, you know, I was already thinking about aging at like sort of 27, 28, because it's quite a short career. And you're already thinking, well, how much longer have you got? Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years at max. You know, models start at 15, you know.
yeah.
So by the time you're in your late 20s, you're already old,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, in the modelling
It's a
terms.
bit like being a footballer.
It's exactly like being a footballer. It's a short career. You have to
Yeah.
maximize it. And also an actor. So today it's getting better. But I was, you know, and then I having skin cancer at 33, malignant melanoma. That got me really interested in the skin, and how you need to sort of protect the skin barrier and nurture the skin and have really good quality skin, because the skin, if it goes wrong, can kill you. People know more about that now, but when I was 33, we weren't talking about the skin and sun protection. And I don't just mean SPF, I mean sun protection. And we weren't, you know, I'd had a lot of sun damage from growing up in a time where we didn't have the education, and we were just putting olive oil
My
on,
mum always says they were just putting olive oil on.
baby oil,
Crazy.
porcelain skin, and the sunbeds.
Yeah.
You know, we had a sunbed at home because
Yeah.
my sister was more olive and she had a sunbed, and you know, I was probably going on that and whatever. So it was definitely the modeling with. I was very interested in slow aging and better aging and holding back time. So that was a concept, epigenetics around that, power of the mind, and how you could sort of refuse to grow old. I just refuse. And then the skin cancer, and then working in luxury brands, that led me to wanting to launch, because I only really want to promote British brands, and that's what I'd done for 12 years and helped put brands on the map and grow them and grow their sales and brand awareness. So when it came to launching my own brand, I really knew I wanted a British brand. And then I decided that, wow, well, the space was so big. I mean, when I started Amanda Caroline, I mean, the wellness industry in beauty industry, it's in the trillions of dollars. So, people will say it's competitive. Yes, it's competitive, but it's not saturated because the space is so big. Skincare is bigger than the car industry in the UK, for example. And that's just skincare. I'm not talking about hair care or color cosmetics. And so I wanted to go into that space. So I developed the 2 products during the pandemic with our lab, our cosmetic scientist team. So I launched the cream and serum out of pandemic, and then a year later the cleanser. And then last year I decided to go a step further. So I'm like, products is not enough. If we're talking about mature women and aging and slowing down aging, wellness, optimum aging, I'm like, we need to look at everything. So we Amanda Caroline and the Secret Door clinic model focuses on women approaching midlife,
which is a really interesting sort of point in time for a woman, which I feel like we're talking a lot more about now. But that's sort of,
it's been taboo.
Yeah, absolutely. So that perimenopause, menopause, that is a huge change in a woman's life that has been a taboo. And it's so nice that you're kind of bringing that to the forefront and making women feel comfortable about the fact that, one, we're all going to go through it.
Yeah.
And 2, there are things that we can do to make ourselves feel a bit better and ease that process.
Yeah, we're talking about support on every level.
Yeah.
So it's a very holistic approach. And you start to it can be weight gain, and then obviously with the hormone imbalance, and the hormone imbalance causes so many problems.
Huge.
If you lack of estrogen, it starts to affect your digestion, and hair loss, and then your skin starts to just say bye-bye to water.
Yeah.
Bye-bye collagen, elastin, everything starts to droop. And so we focus on the skin, but we also, for me, when I started the brand, from day one, it was always about the experience and how do you feel. So the products are they're beautiful rose fragrance, and they're very calming, and they're all natural, and there's no toxins or nasty ingredients. So it's always been from day one, I want to have a brand that makes you feel good. So you feel good about yourself and you enjoy the experience. And then the clinic as well. How do you feel? What can we do for you to make you feel better? I'll just give you a facial. Yes, we do fantastic facials, aesthetics, but we look at, are you stressed? Are you sleeping? What is your mood like? What's going on in your life at the moment, and how we can support you with that. It's just all about support and making women feel supported and safe to open up about whatever's going on. And also, we're talking about the self-value and the self-worth and investing in yourself. Women are we're givers. We give everything to our family, to our children, to our work. And we need to think about carving out a piece for ourselves and saying it's okay to have a lovely massage or have a lovely facial or treat yourself to something, lovely for your wellness, or have some time for yourself, and invest more in yourself if you can, and make yourself feel, better. And then we just want women to feel good about themselves, and it's all about self-worth. So we have the products, and we have the aesthetics, and then we have the wellness, and all of the beauty. So we wrap our woman with a 360 approach of beauty, aesthetic, wellness, and longevity. How can we make you age in a more optimum way? How can we sort of hold back time? With what the offering in the world today, you can slow down the aging process, and you can reverse the signs of aging. We can do that with products, with treatments, with experts. And so that's the ethos of the brand. But it's all about women. What do you need? How are you feeling? And what can we do? And if we can't do it, we will put you on a pathway.
Love that. It's like a one-stop shop for just kind of dealing with it all. I love that.
It's not cheap.
And supporting it. No,
it doesn't come cheap.
Nothing comes cheap these days, sorry, but
women do love to invest. Women do love to invest in the Chanel bag, and they do love to have the clothing, and they do like to have certain things, luxury goods. And if and that is really our woman. But think about the fact that carve out a piece of that budget for your wellness.
I agree. So what's the end goal for the brand?
Yeah, so we're going to continue to grow the product line. 3 products are selling. The fourth product just landed, which is our beautiful Hope Rose candle. So it's sort of an interlude, while we launch the next product. So, while I was filming, while I was running the clinic, while I was, doing the skincare side, I just launched a candle, in March, which is fantastic, and it's a beautiful rose. It's our signature fragrance that we own. So this fragrance is very, very delicate and calming on the nerves. I just love this rose fragrance. So I've got 3 more products ready to launch. I've got a mask, an enzyme peel, and an eye cream, all developed, tested, and ready to go.
Okay.
We just need to develop the packaging. So more products to come in the range. And next year we're expanding on the clinic, the first Amanda Caroline Secret Door flagship clinic.
Wow.
It will be London's most prestigious luxury experience. Probably, somewhere like six treatment rooms and all the doctors and all the aesthetics, all the technology leaning into Korea and all that amazing, the devices from Korea. So expanding the retail side, the distribution, and global rollout is the plan of the Secret Door Clinic. One, probably up to 3 in London, 1 in New York, pop up in the Hamptons, looking towards Dubai. And then, see what happens. That's a 5-year plan.
That's so exciting, Amanda.
And products in every retailer in the world.
I'm so proud of you. Honestly, I really am. It's so exciting, and it is a bloody tough industry to break into. And I do feel like, each year I see you. I mean, I know you've just celebrated 4 years.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's been incredibly hard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was very hard to launch.
Yeah.
It's been very hard to it has felt at times pushing this uphill.
Yeah.
The clinic has been very helpful, and I've gained more authority in the space. I'm a skin expert in my own right now, and clinical director of the Secret Door. So I've learnt so much. I've been around doctors and experts and estheticians almost every day for the last 4 years.
Wow.
And that's been fantastic. So yes, it's been hard, but I do feel like now the needle is starting to turn, but it's been a slog.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of help from a lot of people. And my team's been amazing, and people have just, helped and not charged, and things like that are really helpful in the beginning. So I don't forget anyone who's helped me. So on that note, I just bought you a little gift, which is our hero product.
Yes.
And this is the Amanda Caroline Hope Rose Cream Clay Foaming Cleanser.
Oh, that's a bit of me. I love a foaming cleanser.
But it's not a dry foam, it's a creamy foam.
Oh, no, that's lovely. So exciting.
I created this texture with my
grab it off her. Also, I love the colour scheme.
Smells like beautiful roses.
So rose is my favourite smell in the world. I wore it on my wedding day.
That's why we did it. I love rose. You could take your makeup off, your eye makeup off.
Fabulous.
Use it twice a day.
Thank you so much, Amanda.
By the sink, shower, take it in the bath.
Yes.
You know who love rose? Men.
Oh, well, he ain't having this. I'll tell you that for free.
I tell you, he's going to have nicked it, because I designed this brand because I knew the husbands and the boyfriends were going to steal it and use it, and they do, and I love it. And I have people sending me pictures of their husbands there putting on the creams and using the cleanser.
We'll get a little picture of Leo with his foamy face on.
It's unisex. It's
I love that.
Yeah.
So funny that you gave me a gift, because this season of the podcast, we introduced a new little segment where I go out and buy my guest a little gift that reminds me of them. So I could have gone in so many directions with you, Amanda.
I'm so multi-layered.
Darling, you're more than multi-layered. And I didn't want to go down the obvious routes of, buying you a silly tin of caviar or whatever. Also, I probably wouldn't have bought you the tin of caviar. I would have bought you sort of like salmon roe or something.
I love the salmon roe.
I had to play on Real Housewives of London.
Yeah.
I had to play on your iconic one-liner about Paddington.
Yeah.
So I decided it had to be food related.
Ooh.
So I decided to get you marmalade for Paddington Bear.
Oh my God, that is so beautiful. Oh my God, thank you, my love. Do you know how I have marmalade?
How?
Because I'm great at little combo bites. You know, I'm actually the queen of snacks. I always say to my team, I just want to do TikToks.
Actually, you are very good at snacks.
I like the flavour combinations,
Okay.
But with marmalade, I like it, obviously, at breakfast. bacon.
Stop it. That actually sounds amazing.
Do you know what I do? Bagel. When I'm in New York, I'll have a bagel and some bacon and some marmalade, probably a little bit of butter, obviously a cup of coffee, little fresh juice.
Shut the front door. This is an iconic combo.
Yeah.
You're starting something there.
So I do love marmalade.
Well, there we go.
And that's going to go down very, very well. I love that. I love this.
Just a little taste of
Very
Paddington.
lovely.
Okay, we finish the episodes with a few quick fire questions.
Yes.
They've got to be quick fire.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I know. Perfect.
Okay. What's the craziest food you've ever eaten?
Well, I went on a hunting safari once. Do you remember when I was dating that German prince?
Oh my God, yes.
Years back in the day.
What was it?
So we were in Botswana. It's a funny story, but it's quick fire. We were in our tent, and a friend of ours came in with a couple of gin and tonics and a plate of snacks. I thought that's very nice of him, while we were getting changed, ready to go out for dinner, in the bush. And there was these little pieces of meat with cocktail sticks in, and we're like, a bit chewy, a bit rubbery. It was buffalo testicles.
And how was that for you?
Rubbery, no flavour, really
Not
difficult
salty.
to chew, not enough salt for me. But we were so hungry we ate them anyway.
Sounds like a bush tucker troll and I'm a celeb or something.
It was a joke.
Oh, God.
But that was up there.
Definitely haven't had that answer before. What's been your most memorable meal and why?
I mean, I do love the Christmas lunch.
Yeah.
And I make the Christmas lunch.
Amazing.
With all my family.
Okay.
And we're 11 of us.
Are you going to be 11 this
round
year?
The table. Well, no, my brother's doing it this year.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But I do all the food, and I have obviously some help with prep and cleaning up. But
it's the cleaning up.
I know how to do the turkey. I know how I made beef Wellington. So I was really proud of that. So I do, the Christmas lunch, the Christmas dinner, what time you're having it. It doesn't get any better than that, does it?
No, I agree. And you're with your loved ones, and it's
very special.
It's Christmas,
and we have every side dish and every offering, and it's just like the
Love
table
that.
is groaning.
Love that. The table's groaning. What food sums up happiness for you?
I just think English food, I just love
comfort food.
I love a fish and chip. I love, like I say, I love a shepherd's pie. I just love a breakfast. I think the comfort food, and I know in pandemic we all made a lot of comfort food, and I think we needed a lot of comfort. So everyone was going to the nostalgia. I'm very nostalgic. So it will be a dish that reminds me of my childhood. Yeah.
You have already sort of answered this question, and this is very stressful for me. My favourite snack of all time is a packet of crisps.
Yeah.
What is your favourite flavour of crisps?
So I would say that I probably, I do love the prawn cocktail.
So I have a huge issue. I'm very judgmental about this, Amanda.
I don't know where that came from.
Me or you?
You and me. Because
I feel like we're about to have a showdown. I'm getting a taste of the Amanda from the show.
I thought we were connecting. I'm disappointed
that's
an iconic flavour.
There's a few cracks in this relationship right now.
Really?
I struggle with the flavour for many reasons. One is purely because I don't think that prawn cocktail is obviously a taste. That as well. I just don't like it. The only way that I could meet you in the middle is that I love a skip.
I love a skip.
Because I love the consistency of it. So I'm happy to meet you there.
But I'm also a salt and vinegar girl.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
And I love a square.
Oh, I love a square.
You see?
Oh, look at you. Okay, fine. So we got there in the end. Where's the most, or what is the most expensive meal you've ever had?
Oh, God, they're all expensive these days. I mean, I went somewhere the other day. It was like 250 quid a head. I thought that was a bit steep.
What was it? For a pasta and a salad or something, probably? I mean, it's just crazy out there.
That was without drinks. Oh, God, I'm not really drinking. I've had, Monaco, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, all those spots in Monaco and around Monaco, I mean, it's up there. It's pricey. I stay at the Monte Carlo Beach Hotel when I'm in Monaco now. It's my new spot. I feel like I'm on a yacht.
Oof.
And I'm just like, and Jacquemus have just done the pool.
Divine.
So they've got a Michelin restaurant there called Elsa.
Okay.
And that's probably 1,000 a head.
Okay.
But I wasn't paying.
Darling, it always tastes better when you're not paying.
That would be bad.
Food always tastes better when it's free and you're not picking up the bill.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
Final question. Live to eat or eat to live?
I don't wake up thinking what I'm going to have for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I'm a grabber. I'm a picker. I go with the flow, and my daughter is planning every meal months and ahead in every restaurant in the world, and she's got it all down.
Yeah.
And she knows every spot.
That's me.
Same as you. You know exactly what
Yeah.
you want. You're not deviating from it. You know. I am not like that. I am more casual around food, and I eat when I'm hungry. I don't really eat breakfast. I don't really eat lunch. I get hungry around 4, and I'm a bit of a grabber. So yes, I enjoy food to a degree, but it's not my life.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, Amanda Caroline Cronin, I have waited a long time for us to do this. I'm so excited for this chapter that you have embarked on. There are so many great things coming your way. I'm so excited. It's going to get crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to get messy, but we like that. And you're good with that. You know how to handle that. I wish you nothing but the best for the future.
Thank you.
And here's to more marmalade and bacon sandwiches.
Thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed this. Your podcast is amazing.
Oh,
and, long may it continue.
love you. Also, I want a cameo on the show.
Yeah. Anytime.
I'm not joking.
Come on.
I'm putting this on camera.
I'm speaking to the producers later.
I'm being serious. Until next time.
Done.
Hungry for more? Hit subscribe.